Hi, and welcome to Faith in Front. Today, I just wanted to encourage you, but also ask for your prayers for me. So that's the point of today, to encourage you, but to also ask you to pray for me. Why, you say? Because I am on a healthy lifestyle journey, and it is hard when you have to embrace that you have an addiction to food. Most people have an addiction to food, but we just don't call it for what it is because we've been programmed in a way through society to not really see it that way. So I am trying to be a healthier me. Anyone who knows me, they know, yes, I have struggled with my weight most of my life. Yes, I was an overweight kid. Then I lost the weight when I got older in high school. Then, things happen, marriage, you put it back on, just up and down. I call myself Big Luther, Little Luther. Anyone who knows about Luther Vandross, forget that. Luther Vandross, he great singer, but you'd see him when he'd be really slim, and then he'd put the weight back on. That's me, right? Just kind of, up and down. And I am trying to get off of that lifestyle, right? Because what I found is that when you are not healthy, you are not being who God created you to be. You can't be who God created you to be because the bad health gets in the way. I've also learned that I can't really walk in the purpose and fulfill the purposes that God has for me when I don't have my health. I've been reading this book. I think his name is Dr. Living Good. And one of the things he said in that book that was interesting, he just asked a question. He said, hey, if I offered you $15 million, what would you think? Most people would say, hey, what do I need to do? He said, okay, in order to get this $15 million, all you need to do is cut off your legs and your arms. Just get your legs and your arms amputated and the $15 million is yours. Now, of course, most people would say, no, I don't want that $15 million, because we all understand intuitively that health is so much more valuable than riches. As a matter of fact, if you're not healthy, you can't enjoy riches or anything when you don't have your health. So this temple that God has given us, because that's what it is. Scripture tells us that our bodies they're his temples. And I have not done the best job of being a good steward over my temple. So I have to take ownership for it. It's just bad choices, bad decisions when it comes to what we are eating, what we are putting in our bodies. And it is unfortunate, though, that the society has set us up mostly to be addicted to food because of the amount of sugar and salt and things that make food addictive that's put in everything. It is difficult to live a healthy lifestyle. And I believe that's on purpose because the end goal is, to get us all on some type of prescriptions and be totally dependent upon that for the rest of our lives. So pray for me on this journey, because what's different now is I'm not trying to pursue weight loss. I'm trying to pursue a healthier me, because when you pursue a healthier you, the weight loss will just be a part of it. But when you pursue weight loss, what happens? You hit your goal, you get relaxed, take on bad habits again, and then you start, picking the weight back up, which will then lead to other problems. Right now, I've been dealing with some elevated blood pressure, trying to keep my A1C at a certain place. That's what happens with bad choices. And so I pray that you would, I ask for your prayers as far as, me getting, the Lord getting that together but I know I have to make the right decisions as well. You know, you can't pray and ask God to fix something and you still want to make the wrong choices that brought you to that outcome in the first place. So pray for me on that. And I just wanted to encourage you as well, because I just got a feeling I'm not the only one that deals with what I'm saying. But listen to what it says in Romans 8:13. It says, "For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the misdeeds of the body, you will live." So if you live according to the flesh, that brings about death. When you live under the submission of God's Spirit, that brings about life. And what I found is that it's not that we as Christians do a lot of bad things. A lot of times we just do good things too much, right? You know, having a good meal is a good thing, right? Having a tasty meal is a good thing. That's a good thing. And God is for that. But what do? We do it too much. It's not that we do a lot of bad things. We just do good things too much sometimes. A lot of things that God has made, they are good. But we do too much. We're in excess because this flesh is never satisfied. So we have a tendency to go overboard on everything. And that's when you are living according to the flesh. When you allow your flesh to be dominant over all your decisions and not the Spirit, is going to produce death. And that's why so many people, unfortunately, are transitioning because of bad choices leading to bad health, and then that's that, right? So I pray that if you're struggling with this as well, that this scripture will encourage you. Also, 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "So whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." So yeah, even our choices of what we're going to eat and drink, if we're trying to glorify God, that will then help us. That will help us make the better choices. If the goal is to glorify God, even with what you eat or drink, that's a good way to get you on a healthy journey, and it's definitely a good way for me to be on a healthy journey and to stay on it. So I pray that this has encouraged you. As again, pray for me, because I battle with sin every day, just like you. I battle with this flesh every day, just like you. So some might say, "Why are you being transparent about this?" Because I think being transparent and putting things out there, that's just one of the steps to having victory over it. And there's never anything wrong with having people pray for you about the situation that you're dealing with, because I do want to keep my faith in front, and I know that a healthier me will help me do that.